This is good. I like the idea that you've got different weights and different, I'll call it textures, but and you still have to adapt.
Yeah.
That's,
It is. I'm not a motor control specialist, but in motor control, they talk about movement variability quite a bit. Developing healthy variability is really important because the human body is considered as an overdetermined system, or we have redundant degrees of freedom. So you can combine different joint motions and then generate the similar end outcome by changing the way you move your body. So this is healthy variability. You can control the coordination of all these joint motions. So you don't swing every time exactly the same way. It actually reduces the variability. And when your motion goes outside the comfort zone or the variability zone, then your swing breaks. But when you have this healthy variability, you can easily control the motion. So it's important to develop a healthy variability. One of it is using different devices. Allow yourself to work with those. Then you already have, so you have sort of adaptability. Then it's easy to learn new tasks. Because when you learn new tasks, then you just ease the variability a little bit, so the margin a little bit, then you can embrace a new movement, right? Yeah. But the elderly, they have really a narrow margin of motion. So when they go outside, then they fall because they cannot change the movement. So healthy variability is really important, and you have good body control. It's quite impressive.
thank you.
Okay, now swing the club
Okay.
back and forth as if you're swinging a rope. Again, you started this.
Yeah.
Bad
Bad habit.
Yeah, the key is you're moving the end of the club, right? Club head.
You start slow and get these wrists.
Yeah. So practice that a lot. So use the pronation, supination, good, and then control the club motion, and then increase the size. Kick and turn, kick and turn, kick and turn, kick and turn. And now, so as you do, you have to maintain consistent swing plane here. Again, your goal is to move the club head along the plane you have in the image, right? It's not about your hand motion. Your hand motion is directly affecting the club head motion, but ultimately, if you move the club head the way you want.
Okay.
Yes. Now, using the pronation supination, you have good control here. And then you tend to stop a bit early here, and then let it go a bit more by using faster motion.
Okay.
Using the momentum.
Instead of letting my wrist do it, let the momentum do it. Okay.
So when you have good momentum, then what happens is your wrist motion will be at the end to control the slowdown. So always the wrist is added at the end. And then again, keep turning the shoulder. So I will record this. So keep doing it. I will record this and show you what you're doing.
Okay.
Okay, ready, go. Okay. Here. So what happens is at the end of the backswing, as you start the downswing, you use the right arm and try to pull it here. Go. Okay. Pay attention to the end. These are okay. And then when you try to use your arms more, then what happens is this goes up here. The club tends to go this way slightly, and then it becomes a bit unstable here. Because at the end, if the club head is pushed this way, it's because of arm action. Your arm is trying to do something. So it's important to mobilize your right shoulder girdle. So instead of using this arm here, use the shoulder girdle here and then bring it down, shoulder girdle and then bring it down. Instead of this motion, shoulder girdle here and then bring it down, shoulder girdle and then bring it down. So the mobility in the shoulder girdle is really important. And then normally, if you go to the backswing, you cannot keep the elbow that much extended. You will go about here, right?
Right.
So then it's important how do you move your shoulder girdle here, the right shoulder girdle, using this, and then on the way down, you are using the shoulder girdle. That means you are starting the downswing with the shoulder motion first, and then add the arm motion here, instead of early use of arm here.
This actually goes with the hips. I mean, the weight shifting thing.
So you slight recentering, and then as you go down, your goal is to first move this down with the shoulder girdle motion here, and then throw here instead of using this bouncing action here. When you have this bouncing action, then the club head motion becomes unstable. Yeah, so particularly when you start the downswing, use the shoulder girdle here and then throw the arm in front of you. Yeah, okay. Again, pick up the club and then swing. But the key is you have to control the club head motion around your body nicely and then maintain a consistent swing plane. Kick, kick, kick. It's a weaving. The club head is moving like this. So here, when you use one arm here, your goal is go up here and swing, swing, swing. Wait until this is completed and swing. Wait until this is completed and swing. One reason why it becomes unstable is because you are starting downswing a bit too early, before this is completed. So in the backswing, your goal is to move this all the way here, the target position, wait until it is completed, and start the downswing. Then you can have a simpler downswing, but while it is moving, you try to do this, you have to use arms. That's why it becomes a bit unstable. So give it enough time, but that doesn't mean you stop here.
Right.
It's continuous motion, but your goal is to move the club head as much as possible here. Let it go here to finish and then start. So if you have a good connection, then it becomes less unstable.
All right, we're doing one
arm. Again, you're already holding it this way, and then here. You're already holding it here, and then try to bring this up here. Instead, give an angle here. Throw this. Throw and then flip the forearm. This is a supination motion. Using this, you can nicely bring this up here. But if you try to lift here, then from the beginning, you're putting the first button in the wrong ball. Yes.
So just,
yeah.
you get that?
Yeah. Then the motion becomes a lot simpler here by using this motion. Yes. And give enough time, finish. Oh, the curtain is going too far.
Okay.
You cannot go there far when you have the left arm here.
Right.
So it'll be still, the elbow is bent here. From this position, but have enough time and then let it go. Enough time and then let it go.
Right here.
Again, you're going this way here.
Okay.
So in order to control the club motion easily, instead of going this way here,
That is a lot easier.
use this motion. Then it's here. And then in the backswing, your elbow will stay on the swing plane. The swing plane passes through the midsection of the body. And in the backswing, your elbow stays on that plane here. Your hand actually goes a bit higher. And by going this way, you can maintain nice club head motion without the intention to try to limit it. Yeah. So here, flip and go to this position.
Lots of wrist.
Yeah. Particularly, it's a pronation supination motion here. Yeah.
Get that. And then keeping the.
And then when you let it go, and you'll go all the way here. Keep all, yeah. And then use the shoulder turn, throw. Yeah, so all the way down, you are using this motion. So here, try to avoid going here and then more the cleaver going this way here. If you try to have wild motion, then it goes this way. So you make sure you have slow down this way, stays here, and then comes down here. And then comes instead of
over the top.
and then feel the weight of the cleaver head and then throw, yes. Yes, now both ends.
Okay.
And then as you go up, make sure that you have this motion here. Yes. 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 Now the motions are a lot more stable because you are going to this position here. A lot of cases nowadays, particularly those in the 60s and 70s, they have real rigid wrist here, and then try to move the hands along the swing plane. The club head is actually away from the swing plane. It puts a lot of burden on the wrist here because you have to generate torque to maintain it this position. Instead, let's move the club head along the swing plane here by allowing the wrist motion like this. Yeah. So with the active motion still, you will be able to nicely finish this motion here.
All right. Wrist first.
Yeah. And then, there, when you start the downswing, go up instead of using the arms early, when you're using the body and then throw. Body and throw. So your goal is throwing the hands and club this way.
Okay. And now we've got the rest of it.
So at the beginning of the downswing, instead of using the arms, use the shoulder girdle and bring this down and then throw here.
Okay.
Yes, that's a lot more consistent now. Throw, and then have an image that you have a gum sticking here. You want to shake it off.
Okay.
In order to shake it off, you have to add the wrist motion and then snap here.
Snap over the wrist.
Yeah. So instead of starting here, come down and then snap it here near the impact.
What are you getting rid of?
Piece of
A
gum.
gum.
Piece of gum.
It's a sticky.
Okay.
Yes. So the same thing, in the backswing, the same thing. In the backswing, when you start, use the body first and then add wrist motion at the end. So what happens in the backswing, if you use the wrist early, then you tend to use wrist early, then it's a casting.
Right.
If you use arms in the backswing, then you tend to use the arms on the way down. If you use the body rotation and then add the arm and the wrist, then you also tend to use the body first and then arm and wrist here. So always, the backswing is really important. Shake it, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. But that shake off is coming from mostly your arm effort here. Yeah. You have to use the body first and shake off instead of shaking off. Use the body. So you have to use a good wind-up. With a good wind-up, shoulder turns enough here. Using this, your shoulder will turn backward, and then later throw. So again, the whole motion should be driven by the shoulder turn. The shoulder turn comes from the leg action. Yep. And then gaze control. If your gaze moves, then you lose balance. Good wind up in the back swing.
Okay.
Okay, let me record this. So try to have a comfortable flow.
Okay.
And your goal is to move the club head consistently back and forth. Okay, swing. Feel the motion of the club head. Yes. And add the body motion, and then promote that throw. Swing. Swing. Yes. Yeah. Now let me watch from this direction. You will be surprised when you see your motion. Throw the hands and club more actively. Okay. Yeah, now the motion is a lot better organized. So you practice this a lot. And as you build the confidence, then you will be able to start using the body more and more. Okay. Swing. Feel the motion of the club head. Yes. And add the body motion, and then promote that throw. Swing. Swing. Yes. Let's first look at this one. Your body is now moving a lot more harmoniously. That's the idea of this continuous swing. And then front of you here. Throw the hands and club more actively. Okay. Still, you have tendency of using the arms here. You can use the body more. Now let's do this. So when you start the downswing, have the image of keeping your back toward the target.
Okay.
Instead of opening early. So keep the back toward target, and then let it go.
Okay.
So while you are recentering, you keep the back toward the target.
Okay.
Yeah, so keep practicing this a lot.
Okay.
He will be able to help you. Always having someone who recognizes the pattern next to you is really important, because you will get the feedback. Sometimes when you do it alone, it's not clear.
Right.
Or then you have to use a mirror or something. Always you need to have feedback, and then make sure you are moving it correctly. Sometimes what you feel and what you actually do may be different. That's why we need the expert eyes around you. Now let's go to a stage 3 of the two-step swing. So here, instead of having continuous swing here, now we'll limit this motion just once. It's called the trigger motion. Trigger, back swing, and then let it go. So the purpose of the trigger is have active backswing. Okay. But the trigger motion is also part of the whole rhythm.
Okay. So.
And particularly when you do the trigger motion, you can practice this one here.
Right.
This time you dropped, and then it was a bit late. So make sure you have to bring the club, it's a club head centric perspective. Throw the club head.
Okay.
So when you start here, your wrist is a bit too weak.
Okay.
Because your goal is to move the club head here. So when you start here, throw, bring it back here. Throw and then bring it back. Instead of, then already you're losing the control here. Control here, and then if you lose control here, then this happens. So throw the club head and let go. So you have to control the wrist motion and then make sure you are moving the club head instead of moving your hands.
More head.
Yeah. At the backswing, you have too much time here.
Okay.
Because the body stopped. So you ooh and then stopped and then try. Instead, So again, if I use the lightsaber analogy here, instead of whoop, 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 connect this motion. Okay, so that you can maintain the tension in the wrist. Woo. And then the trigger is too weak.
Okay.
The trigger should be used here, and then you also have to move the body. So in the trigger motion, lift your right heel slightly. Yeah. And then as you go in the backswing, lift your left heel slightly.
Okay.
Again, ooh. Yes. Connect to the backswing. And then delay opening of the chest a little bit. Currently, your chest is opening a bit early, so still this is a bit late. Ooh, and your goal is throwing the club.
That's a habit. Okay.
Yeah, so your goal is to promote this motion, right? So you have to time it correctly. So, ooh, and then particularly in the backswing, instead of worrying about too much about going this way, try to stand tall here on the right side here. Stand tall on the right side, but you can, by lifting the left heel here, you can bend the left knee slightly. So still you are ready already. And then kick the ground and throw. You are intentionally lowering the body.
I squatted that time. That's a habit. I definitely did. I felt it.
That's better. Yeah. So in the backswing, you are standing on the right side, tall here, but your left knee is slightly bent here. As you slightly shift it this way, it will bend. From there, kick the ground and then hit. Again. So this and then this here, this is not connected that way.
Right.
Here. If you want to connect the motion here, you have to know, and then here. Here, it should be connected here instead of Instead of throw and then relax here and try to do it again. You have to maintain this motion. Maintain the connection here. So when you connect the backswing to downswing better, you can really throw the club head on the way down.
So I'm going to go backwards just for a second. You get it.
Throw.
So then.
So use the wrist more actively. Throw. Yeah, so practice this a lot, and then particularly try to connect the backswing to downswing. This is probably your homework. since you are a local, you can easily work on it, and then I can check you later. So let's go to stage 3 again.
Okay.
Stage 3, remember, try to use the trigger motion as much as possible, and then have active backswing.
Active.
And then as we go, instead of going this way,
Yeah.
throw the club head around. Yes. Again, here. Go here and then throw the club head around your body instead of. Yeah, like that. And then the downswing can be really active. So now what you will do is speed up the backswing. So, and they have a really fast backswing with the right leg action. Again, you went this way. This you have it.
Yeah. The wrist rolling.
On this side, this is the same. When you throw here, still you have to maintain good connection here. So throw. Your goal is to move the club head actively.
Okay.
So let us hear the whipping sound.
Okay. Both ways.
Yep.
Okay.
Like a fast swing.
Oh, there I did my wrist.
When your body moves too much, then this happens.
That's
So
right.
again, triangular shape. Actually, you have to push the ground outward.
Okay.
That was really good, but you did not connect the backswing to the downswing. This part was good, active, but you relaxed it. Instead, ooh.
Okay. Stay.
Imagine you're hitting a sandbag really hard, that you don't do this. You don't hit that way.
It's all on.
Yeah, using this, and then there you go. In order to use the muscles, correctly, then you have to actively slow this down. So you have to have deceleration here, and then connect it to the downswing acceleration. So instead of throw and then relax and try to start again. Ooh, and at the end have active deceleration and change direction. There we go.
Still not help it relax.
That's better, that's better, that's better.
I'll just use the noise.
Yeah, when you make the sound, that's better. Yes, that reflects your effort. So oftentimes making the grunts, like a, VJ sing. That helps. Yes, now it's better connected. Again, had a little bit this here. That was better. This motion was better. Yes. So that's what you need to practice a lot.
Okay.
Let me record your stage 3. And then let's finish this. But see, your motion has changed quite a bit. And then all you need is to repeat this again and again, and make it, yours. When you feel comfortable, then you will build confidence. Okay, stage 3, ready, stage 3, go. Stage 3, go. The trigger motion was not strong enough. Let go a bit more. That will help your active backswing. So again, ready, stage 3, go. Yes, that was better. So when you have more active backswing using the trigger, then naturally the connection becomes better. But if this is not enough, just the easy motion here, and then you go here, then you tend to stop. This also should be connected here. This is one motion, one connected motion. Yes. So let me record this. Ready, state 3, go. That's that connection was a lot better. So that's how you sort of brainstorm yourself or brainwashing yourself. keep saying the grunts, and then you may have nightmare in the night. In your dream, you make the grunts, but that'll go away once your motion pattern settles.
To be out on the golf course, everybody's going to be, what is he doing?
Go. Yes. Yeah, this is the second one here. This is a bit better. Down the line view here. State 3, go. Yeah, this connection is good. So the thing is, what you have to avoid is, in both ways, you are using the arms and try to do this. Instead of using the shoulder turn the shoulder. So basically you have to drive this with the shoulder turn and then add the arm motion instead of using the arms here, arms here. So in the trigger motion, try to turn your shoulder a bit more. Instead of just going here, try to turn your shoulder. So use your shoulder turn more actively.
Here.
Yeah. And then it was a bit delayed too much. So here, connect. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes. So when you turn the shoulder more, then overall the connection is better. So remember this. You need to really use your shoulders more. If you don't turn the shoulder more, then you tend to use the arms. That's always what it is. Because we have the ability to mix these things differently. Still, you can swing the club. But the thing is that if you have good sequence of using the body, then you can generate a lot more speed. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's
keep the old guy young.
How do you, like this next step, obviously we do step 3, how does he connect it to the stationary mode?
So when the rhythm is in place, then he will be able to use the body more here. So even here, when he starts the swing, he can use the body, introduce a body trigger, and then start.
That's the one I had seen online where you were kind of...
Yeah, and the timing should be similar. Whether you have a trigger, one thing you can do is first have a large trigger and then active swing here, and then gradually reduce the size of the trigger motion, but still the same tempo, and then the same rigor in this side here. So here, and here. So gradually decrease the size here, but increase the emphasis on the right leg here. And then, so you can reduce the trigger motion. Eventually, you can have only body motion slightly. Here. So that's a smooth migration.
And I'm leaving the club.
Yeah.
And that's where the habit was getting in there. I was doing this, and it kind of leaves the club.
And if the body goes, and if this is delayed too much, then you go this way here.
Right.
Then you lose the control here. So as you do this, even you can have lifted this up and slightly over the club, over the ball here, and then you can go this way. Or another way is, so if this is your regular stance, bring the right foot slide inside here, and then take step and then throw. There are different ways to start, but the bottom line is you have to be you have to get used to the rhythm so that you can always use the body. And then don't ever start the swing from stationary position. Your body always moves with certain rhythm here, and then start here. And internally you count 1, 2, 3 or something. So you have to cue yourself when to start, then your body will already prepare for that. But if just to go from here, it takes forever here, and then try to start, then you don't know when to start. You tend to lift and then doing this. But if you know when to start, using a sort of internal clock here, then your body certainly prepares for that before you start. So sometimes you can use this ready, set, set, you put more weight here, ready, set, go. Then automatically your body will adjust to that.
Because it will still have that rhythm.
So always have something here. So use the stage 3 as your pressure routine, swing, and then ready, set, go. So some golfers who will respond to the rhythm well, when we collect the swings, when we capture the swings, we give the signal like a ready, set, go, at go, they start. Because they are using ready, set as the cue, and then ready, set, go. They match to them. Or some people ready, set, go, and then. Yeah, but really you have to aware of the rhythm. You should always listen to what your body is telling you, and also you have to know what you're doing here. So by having good connection here, we have all these sensory inputs from the body. So all you need is just listen to the sensors.
Okay, we got some homework.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'll give you about 3 months. Let's see. You can actually, if you repeat this maybe for the next 2 weeks, give maybe an hour every day, keep practicing the flow, then your body will gradually adjust. And then the nightmare will go away, and you can do it without even thinking.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much.